And Charlie D'Agata joins me now from Brussels. And Charlie, again, to parse the piece, Turkish authorities, in fact, say that they alerted the Belgian embassy in Ankara last June to the dangers of Ibrahim el-Bakrawi. Meanwhile, Najim Lashrawi on a watch list there. So what is now the sense of collective anger in that city and that country?
Well, Josh, you know, they're outraged, they're angry, they're in disbelief. We've even heard today that the Interior Minister has tendered his resignation, and the Prime Minister said, no, now is not the time for that, essentially the Home Secretary, because there are a lot of questions that need answering, specifically about Ibrahim al-Bakrawi. This is a person who the Turkish security forces picked up at the Syrian border. They flagged this man to Belgian security forces and said he was a foreign terrorist fighter, and yet nothing was done. And it's not just him, but Khalid, U.S. enforcement agencies have told us that both of those men have been implicated in spying on a nuclear facility and nuclear personnel. So what we've heard from Belgian authorities is after these two men blew themselves up at the airport, these suicide bombers, the first message that we got was, yes, we knew that from a criminal background, but there is nothing to suggest any ties to Islamic extremism. So you can imagine the amount of criticism they're coming under here. In addition to that, it's not just criticism, but fear. Because if you don't know that these men are operating in your own environment, coming from your own neighborhoods, what kind of confidence are you going to give the people here that you can stop these attacks from happening again? I mean, Najim Lashrawi, sorry to go off for a minute, but Najim Lashrawi, the bomber inside the airport, the man who blew himself up, the day before the attacks, Belgian officials here put an all-points bulletin out saying, we need to find this guy. He's a suspected bomb maker in the Paris attacks. We believe he's dangerous. This is the same individual that somehow got to the airport, past any security that they had there, and blew himself up. Now, when they know the guy is there, and they know he's operating somewhere in those neighborhoods, yet they still can't stop him, nobody here has any confidence in Belgian security teams and intelligence agencies that they can stop further attacks.
Meanwhile, Charlie, we also saw that you spoke to Salah Abdeslam's lawyer. Did he give you any sense or indication of what his client had shared with authorities?
No, he didn't. And he looked very jittery. He looked relieved at the fact that his client no longer wants to fight extradition. I think what's important there is when we spoke to him last week, these are before the attacks, he said he was going to do everything he could to fight extradition to France. After the attacks, he has now had a change of heart. Now he wants to go to France and doesn't want to battle whatever charges he would have been facing here. That's significant in itself. He doesn't want anything to do with it. But he told reporters here that his client had no idea these attacks were underway until after they happened. So he had no idea about the planning.
It all would explain exactly why they are on collective edge there in Brussels. Charlie D'Agata, we appreciate the time this morning.
Thanks, Josh.